Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Lifeline for Daily Living. Yes, this is the place where you can find the answers to your mental health, relationship, and family questions. I'm your host, Jim Hewitt. Glad you've tuned in today. I think you're going to find today's topic very interesting, so I hope you'll stay tuned because we'll be right back. All right. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Lifeline for our Daily Living. I'm so glad that you've joined me again this week. I want to start doing a series of podcasts here for the next few weeks. I don't know whether you're aware of this or not. Maybe it's a surprise to you. Maybe it's not. But the holidays are right around the corner. And I know when I said that, many of you may be freaking out and, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this. It just seemed like yesterday that we were celebrating Memorial Day, and here we are. You know, we're if you walk into certain stores, you start hearing the Christmas music, and you start seeing holiday decorations, and it's wild, isn't it? It just seems like we go from one holiday right into another. And so let me ask you, are you ready? Have you got all the stuff ready to go? You know, Thanksgiving is just a few weeks away. Have you got all the plans made for that? And let me ask you even a bigger question. Are you stressing out? Are you it's like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know, which way we're going to go. I don't know if the family's coming over or where we're going to spend Thanksgiving, where we're going to spend Christmas. Oh my gosh. Well, what I want to do over the next few weeks, leading up to Christmas, is just kind of give you some tips on different kinds of things, different aspects of the holiday season, just hopefully to reduce, maybe not do completely away with stress, because we can't completely do away with stress, right? There's always going to be a certain amount of stress, but maybe help you to handle the holiday stress just a little bit better. As much as we love the holidays, it's a period really from just after Halloween all the way through to the first of the year. It is a period of increased stress. According to the American Psychological Association, upwards of 69% of Americans are stressed by the lack of time, the lack of money, and the pressure to give and to receive gifts, and getting dinners ready and going to holiday parties. All of those things just kind of start stacking up, and we start experiencing increased stress. So I think enjoying the holiday season, Christmas and Thanksgiving, enjoying those more, I think if we begin to lower that stress level a little bit, remember, it's not, and this is important now, it's not the holiday that produces the stress. We're the ones that produce the stress. See, the stress comes from within us. The holidays roll around the same time every year, right? November is Thanksgiving, December is Christmas, and January is the beginning of a new year. They roll around the same time every year. So it's not the holiday that produces the stress. It is us. It is within us, within me, within you, that produces that stress. And so let me just kind of talk about how maybe you and me can reduce that stress just a little bit. I think one of the things that we can do is to figure out whether we want to keep or discard some family traditions. I know in our family, for years and years and years and years, we have had holiday traditions, and my parents are deceased. They've been deceased for a number of years, and when they died, those traditions kind of shifted a little bit. And so my wife and I, we started with new traditions. We started doing things a little bit differently. Thanksgiving now is here at our house, with our immediate family members. It's a wonderful, wonderful time. And so, but there might be some traditions that you need to alter or change or get rid of, or adopt some new traditions. If some traditions are no longer working, then why keep them? If we're always going to Grandma's house and Grandpa's house for a Thanksgiving meal, and now that they're older, it's really become a burden on them. What about shifting that and going to different family members' houses every year? And so you might want to think about what are the traditions that we can keep that are fun and enjoyable and not burdensome, and what are some traditions that we have that have really become kind of burdensome. Now, I'm not saying that you should just unilaterally do away with traditions. I think you need to talk to those who will be affected by that and just simply ask, can we do something a little different this year? So that's one thing. The other thing I think is to establish a budget. This time of year, those credit cards burn hot, and what we find ourselves getting into is that it's so easy to pull out that plastic, isn't it? And do things with the plastic, and before you know it, we have several $1,000s on credit cards that has to eventually be paid back, right? So high interest and all of that kind of stuff. So it becomes easy to buy it now and think about paying for it later. Well, what happens is that now I create a new stress for me and my family into the next year or into the next 2 years, and it really becomes burdensome. So what about establishing a budget? Now for you, some of you live you have a large family. You have your immediate family, and then you have the extended family, grandmas and grandpas, and then aunts and uncles and cousins, and your family maybe is expanded over the years to where it's really become a financial burden to try to buy gifts for everyone. And so many families, they'll do a gift exchange. Okay, they'll throw names in a hat and pick it out, and here's the gift exchange. We're going to set a $20 maximum limit on any particular gift. Now, what that does is for those who may be struggling financially, in your family or friends, it makes it easier for them. Or it may be, a $10 gift. It may, but what the important thing here is that you budget not only your finances, but budget your time as well. I think if there's still enough time here. We're just at the 1st of November. There's still enough time to think about how to budget that money. And then I think the next thing is to maintain some kind of schedule. Now remember, there's all kinds of things going on, just prior to Thanksgiving to the 1st of the new year. There's office parties, there's church parties, there's cantatas, there's Christmas programs, there's all kinds of things going on. There's school parties, there's all kinds of things going on. Families getting together, all of that going. So work on maintaining a schedule. You can't get everything done, and so take it in small steps. And you still have time to really make out a schedule here. That because there's only so much of you to go around, right? And so if you make a schedule, then and follow that schedule, it's going to reduce your stress tremendously. It's when we have all these things, all these events, all these places we need to be bombarding us that our stress level increases. So decide on what you can do and decide on what you can't do. Keep what you can do and do away with those things that you can't do. Now, how do you want to? All of us want to have a great holiday, right? All of us do. Well, remember that there's more to Thanksgiving and Christmas than just having a big old turkey feast and family getting together and buying and receiving and giving gifts. There's more to it than that. Thanksgiving is a season where we pause as a family and really as a nation. We pause to give thanks for all that God has blessed us for, all that He has blessed us with. The family members, maybe for some of you your family members, you or your family members, this has been a very, very tough year. Sometimes a traumatic year. Maybe you've lost loved ones over the course of the year, or someone died suddenly, or there's been a family breakup. But there are some things that you can still be thankful for, right? And so even though you may not have the big spread, the big turkey dinner, the ham, all that stuff, just pause and reflect on and remember what's the purpose? What are we really looking at with Thanksgiving? And what's really important for Christmas? What is Christmas really about? Okay. Now, let me talk about for just a minute here, some things that I think are necessary in order to reduce the stress and help you planning out that holiday, in particular, when you're thinking about Christmas. Because even though we haven't gotten to Thanksgiving yet, people are already thinking in terms of, I know my wife and I are already talking about Christmas and what budget we're going to set for our Christmas. So we're already thinking about it. So let me give you some ideas here. Well, first of all, regarding gifts, think about what you can spend in order not to exceed a spending limit. It goes back to what I was saying about creating a budget. This year, consider some of the following things I want to give you here. Consider some of these things when you're talking about giving gifts. Do a family gift exchange. Throw names in the hat here at Thanksgiving. Throw names in the hat and say, okay, well, I got Aunt Susie's name, or I got little Johnny's name, or I got Sarah's name, and here's the limit, a $10 or $20 or $25 limit, and go about it that way. So do a family gift exchange, and it may be that the simplest things are sometimes the best kind of gifts. It doesn't have to be elaborate. I don't care what the commercials, holiday commercials say. It doesn't have to be a perfect gift. It doesn't have to be an expensive gift. Sometimes the most precious gifts are the most inexpensive kind of gifts. So think about that, a family gift exchange. Another thing is the thing about gift cards. Now there's really two schools of thought here. One is, well, gift cards are just kind of insensitive. There's really no emotion attached to it, and I strongly disagree. I love getting gift cards because then that gift card is saying you can go spend on what you want to spend. The other train of thought is, well, you just don't want to take the time to go shopping and find that gift. You don't want to take the effort. I disagree. I think that gift cards, that reduces the stress, because then I'm not trying to search for this perfect gift. And people, I've yet to see either a child or an adult, I've yet to see them say, I really didn't want this gift card. This is kind of cheap. I've yet to see that. I've yet to hear that. People love getting gift cards because then that gives them the thrill of going, and it's because you gave it to them. So think about gift cards. Another thing that is really big now is internet shopping. During Christmas time, that's the bulk of the shopping that my wife and I do. Is internet shopping. We'll sit down together and we'll start thinking through family members and friends and what we think they would like, and so we go to internet sites like Amazon.com, and that just seems it's easier that way. It's not cheaper, it's not less sensitive, it's not insensitive, but it saves a ton of time. Not only that, but if you do internet shopping, then you can do it at your convenience. You're not waiting till the last minute, Christmas Eve, to go, Christmas shopping and make that mad dash. You don't have to fight the crowds, and you can get anything through internet shopping, and it's just a tremendous way to do that. So if you decide to do that, you're going to find that your stress level is way down. Will come way down. And so you can do that at 9 o'clock at night. You can do that when the kids have gone to bed. It becomes more convenient for you to do that, and it reduces that stress of having to go several miles to a mall in order and fight the crowds and all of that. So think about internet shopping. Personalized, inexpensive gifts is another thing that you can think about. How about paid gift wrapping? Wow, there you go. Now I got to tell you, and I'm going to be really honest and transparent here. I am a lousy gift wrapper. I just am. Never. I can't ever get those folds just right and get it. It gets all mangled up. And so what I've gone to, wait for it, gift bags. I do a lot of gift bags. It's easier. Now, my wife has never said anything critical about, but she can tell. She can tell when there's a gift under the tree. She can tell whether it's from me or not because of the lousy gift wrapping. So you can pay. There's always somebody in a mall. If you go to a mall, somebody around. Some churches will do this. Kind of as a fundraiser this time of year. They'll get their youth together or some adults and they'll do gift wrapping. And so that's a wonderful thing to do. And again, see, that reduces that amount of stress that you feel. Now, another thing that you can do that I think is really good, and that is to give to charitable foundations. My wife and I, through our church, we give to Operation Christmas Child, Franklin Graham's Association. It's a wonderful, and you're giving just inexpensive things, and it's all boxed up and literally sent throughout the world. And so some little child in a third world country receives that box, and they can have a wonderful Christmas. Or maybe you're going to give to a community charitable organization. That's great and fine and wonderful. See, this is the season for giving, right? We celebrate Thanksgiving. We what God has given us. Christmas, we can celebrate giving gifts and giving of ourselves to other people. How about decorations and cards? Some people start right after Halloween, or some even before Halloween start decorating. There's a lot involved in that, and if you want to get elaborate, that's fine, but don't stress over it. If it causes you stress, go a different route. Think about it. Now, what we do, and it's part of our tradition as a family, what we do is on the Friday after Thanksgiving, the Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving, is that's when we decorate the Christmas tree. We have all the family in, and we decorate, and it's a lot of fun. We have the grandkids, and they have a lot of fun decorating the tree, and then we watch a movie, and it's just a wonderful family time. So it just depends on how elaborate you want to be with regard to your decorations. Now, think about this. Think about getting an artificial tree. Now, some would say, well, I don't like that, and that's fine, whatever your taste is. But think about this. Here again, if you're going to have a live tree, you're going to have to go somewhere. You're going to have to pick out that perfect tree, and it's going to be a rush. But with an artificial tree, you pull it out of the box, you put it up, and that can be a family kind of thing as well. You put it up, and then after the holidays are over, you take it down. I know for us here, we like I said, we put it up on the Friday after Thanksgiving, or Friday or Saturday after Thanksgiving, and my wife and I then take it down on New Year's Day. So you can box it up, put it up in the attic or in the closet, whatever, and then it's ready to go for the next year. What about ornaments? Ornaments are for more than just decorating the tree, right? Every ornament that we put on a tree since my wife and I have been married has a particular meaning. And now with our grandkids, it has even more meaning. But every Whenever we put up put the decorations on the tree, every ornament has a story, and we tell that story. I know we tell it every year, but it's so important to do that. And ornaments have meaning just beyond decorating the tree. And so what you might want to do is you can even give an ornament as a Christmas gift. That's a wonderful thing to do, because see, that has lasting memories. What about preparing your house, your home, for a family gathering? That can be a very time-consuming kind of thing. So you have to figure out, in order to reduce the stress, right? Plan out how you want to decorate. How many people are coming for Thanksgiving meal? You don't have to have all these big, elaborate decorations. You don't have to. I guess you can, but you don't have to. The family, gathering together in your home they're not coming just to see the decorations. The decorations are nice and wonderful, but what they're going to remember is not necessarily the decorations. They're going to remember the time that they had together with other family members. And so don't stress out over decorating your home. Relax a little bit. It's nice to have some decorations around, I get that. But if it becomes all time consuming, your stress level is just going to keep going through the roof. And you're not going to be a very pleasant person to be around during the holidays. Now, I've talked about a lot of things as we start thinking about preparing for a stress-reducing, if you will, a stress-reducing holiday. So let me kind of just wrap some things up here. I think the holiday season provides the opportunity for some precious family time together. Now, some of you, have some things going on in your family that it's not a very precious time, and I'm going to address some of that in a later podcast in this series. But for most people, it's a very precious time to get together. Please don't spend all your time in the kitchen. Please don't spend all of your time, worrying about decorations and having the perfect setting and all that. It's about family getting together. That's what it's all about. And I think the theme of the holiday season is selflessness. Not selfishness, selflessness. Giving of yourself to someone else. I know some families that what they have decided to do, particularly for Thanksgiving, is that in their church, if their church provides a Thanksgiving meal for those who don't have any family around or can't afford it, the church provides, and they give their Thanksgiving day to helping out in the kitchen and serving others in their church and in their community. I think that's a wonderful thing. See, because that's what the holidays are about. It's about giving of ourselves one to another. That's what it's about. It's not about just getting gifts. It's about giving of ourselves to other people. I hope that this holiday is going to be different for you. I hope that you're going to have a great and wonderful holiday. Thanksgiving and Christmas are some of the most wonderful times together, and it could be some of the most healing times for a family as well. I know maybe some things have changed for you, and I know maybe this hasn't been a very good year for you or a very happy year for you, but listen, you can start something new here. If you just give yourself a chance. Don't stress out over the holidays. Don't allow yourself to get caught away in the holiday madness. Think about the real reason for Thanksgiving and the real reason for Christmas. It's about getting together with family and celebrating all that God has blessed us with, in particular His Son, Emmanuel, God with us. And so as you think about getting ready for the holidays and the stress that accompanies that, you could reduce that if you just think about some of the things that I've talked about today. You too can have a wonderful holiday season. Well, listen, I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Lifeline for Daily Living. And if some of the things that I've talked about today has raised some questions with you, you have 3 ways that you can contact me. Number 1 is through phone call. You can call me at 573-732-4575. Again, that's 573-732-4575. Another way you can connect with me is by email. My email address is lifelineonline@hotmail.com. Again, that's lifelineonline@hotmail.com. A third way that you can connect with me, if you're watching this via Facebook, you can private message me, give me your contact information, and I would love to be able to sit down and talk with you and answer some of the questions and help guide you through this holiday season. And so those 3 ways you can contact me at any time. I'd love to be able to talk with you. Well, I want to thank you for tuning in to this episode of Lifeline for Daily Living, and I'll see you right back here, right here on Lifeline for Daily Living.